on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Good morning. Just got back from collecting the groceries. And while I unpack it, I thought we would chat because in today's video it might be a little bit of a longer than usual one because I'm going to do a little bit of meal planning on my board and I thought I would share it with you. So if you want to plan or see what I'm going to end up doing with the food I have purchased, you can watch and plan with me or just get some ideas. Last week I was very frugal. I literally done like a clean out the pantry and the fridge. So I had lots of tin stuff for dinners. We had spaghetti bolognese one night. I need to show you this really quickly. I got the kids half price drumsticks. So the mini ones, I got 6 of them. They were half price for like $4.75. These need to go straight into the freezer because they're just not going to last. It was so hot in here the other week. We actually had to hang a towel up over our French doors because the heat coming in was just too much and we don't have curtains on them because I don't know why we need to put curtains on them, but it was so hot. That's what I had to do last week. So welcome to Queensland. What was I saying? Yeah, so last week, I'll probably show you my fridge really quickly as well. But last week we had eggs on toast. We had tin spaghetti. The kids had 2-minute noodles. What else did we do? Boiled eggs. We had toast sandwiches. We had just the basic stuff that actually wasn't very expensive. Like we didn't have a lot of protein. We had tacos one night and we had spaghetti bolognese one night because I had 1 kilo of mince. So they were the 2 meat options we had. Did we have any fish? I can't really think what else we had for the week. Did we have a salad? I can't think. So every Friday the kids do a swim. They're part of a swim club, and every Friday they do like a barbecue at the swimming place we go to, which is their school. So we only really need to meal plan or prepare food or plan dinner ideas for 6 nights. That's just through summer, so that's kind of handy because it's 1 less meal. And the meals at the swimming aren't expensive, they're quite cheap. Obviously it's all helping to fundraise for things, but they do like a barbecue every week and then someone cooks something. So I think last week it was curry. Or no, it was beef ragu. They had a beef ragu, which was really, really nice. So one, I'm not cooking. It gives me a night of doing a little bit of cooking, and we're helping out the school to raise money for more facilities and more things for the school, which is kind of cool. I've got a lot of fruit and veg this week. So it was a really good tight week in regards to what I was cooking for dinner. Lunches are pretty much just like sandwiches, fruit and yogurt in this house. That's why I didn't buy this week. I didn't buy yogurt. So I might need to pop out and buy some yogurt. I did have to pop out last week. I think I mentioned it, that I might run out of some fruit, and we did. So I popped into the store 2 nights ago, I think it was, on the way home from a training session that my son does after a sports training, and we grabbed some grapes and another loaf of bread. So we spent some money there. This week's grocery haul came to exactly $179. It was $175.32, but obviously something weighed in a little bit differently, so there's that variation. I think someone mentioned that in a comment before. And I rarely get changes in changes in price with the things that I've purchased online. They're pretty almost underweighing my things, if anything. Not in a bad way, but as in like I'm usually bang on budget. So $179 compared to $175 or $176.32. I can't quite remember. Our usual milk for the week, thank goodness, because I'm down to about this much of our other milk, so I can actually have a nice coffee this morning. I've got olive spread. My husband's doing really good with not overdoing it on the Proactive stuff. We've gone 2 weeks. I probably need to order Proactive next week. I bought butter this week for baking. I baked cupcakes for the kids this week. I'm getting back on the let's bake some food to stop spending at the store. And I also made some little pancakes this week for the kids. Some of those got blueberries in them and some of them are just plain. I did grab spinach this week, not for salads, because I'm going to make the whole pancakes, which is just a pancake batter. And I puree the spinach with the milk, and then I add a little bit more sugar for sweetness because the baby spinach can be quite bitter. So that's going to be the menu this week. I'm going to do like a daily vlog and share like a random sort of what I'm getting up to in the day. Cheese, because we were almost out. We did have tacos one night this week and plenty of cheese toast sandwiches or ham cheese or cheese and tomato sandwiches. So definitely low on the cheese. We will be doing pizzas this week. So I grabbed tinned pineapple. I think I have one in my little pantry underneath here. But never doesn't pay to always have one on backup. These are the pizza bases I purchased. They're little mini ones, so I thought they're a bit more suitable for the kids. I do like having the flatbread, but I think my kids like a slightly thicker base. So I've never tried these ones before. They're the Coles Mini Pizza Bases, deliciously soft. So I'm keen to see if I can get them to cook up nicely for the kids. My kids are pretty plain when it comes to pizzas. I usually like tomato and cheese or cheese and ham, and sometimes I can get them to try like a full vegetarian one. So I've gotten those, and to support them I've got obviously the pineapple, I have the mushrooms, and I have the 2 capsicums. I already have onions, and in my freezer, because the other week we were looking at the freezer stuff and I was just like overload in ham and like salami, so I thought what a great way we can defrost some of those and we can do pizzas. And if we really wanted to get bougie, husband and I could actually defrost that shredded chicken that's already pre-cooked, and I could do like a chicken, the feta I bought last week or the week before, and like a baby spinach one or something like that there. And I've even got, this would be nice. Okay, so I could do the chicken with the feta and the spinach and the peppers just there. It would be a really nice pizza, and I have pizza sauce there. Didn't even think of that. There you go. So we will do pizzas one night this week. I've got a curry for dinner tonight, which is the chicken tenderloins I didn't use last week because we literally went tight as and used up all that boring pantry stuff and had really basic dinners. So I'm going to do chicken curry tonight. It's probably going to be 2 curries. I'll do it in bulk. I'll do probably the red curry and the green curry. And what I'm thinking about doing with the lamb shanks, I can just wait till winter because they're all vacuum sealed from the farm we go to, which is just awesome. I had these delivered probably 6-8 months ago. I'm probably going to put that into a pot, or if you had a slow cooker, and I'm probably going to use up like nothing better than a lamb. Oh, that's korma. Maybe I could do a chicken korma curry. I thought that was Rogan Josh. Okay, well when I get a Rogan Josh paste, I might do like a lamb shank slow cooked Rogan Josh, and I can use up like some tomatoes that are going off, the rest of the capsicums and that sort of thing. So I'll check in here to see if I've got a Rogan Josh paste that hasn't been opened and that I can use, because last week when we looked, I did have, my basket's out the way, I did have some pastes in here. What do we got? That was the red curry one there. Anyway, I'll have a look and we'll get that sorted. So that's kind of a sort of a meal ideas for the week. I've grabbed a sweet potato. My son has asked to have more sweet potatoes, but I also grabbed usual brown brushed potatoes this week, or white potatoes, brushed potatoes this week. Still can't get frozen chips though, and I'd love to have frozen chips just from a convenience point of view. And they're actually pretty cheap, pre-cut, frozen, ready to chuck in the oven or the air fryer. So I'm missing them. I'm really missing them. So sweet potatoes, I might do like a vegetarian stuffed sweet potato this week, like maybe cut them in half or into like big strips, put them into the oven. I've got leftover salsa from when we done the tacos, So that's the spaghetti we had one night. We had tacos one night. That's the leftover mince and the leftover salad in the back. And that's the spag bowl. That one needs to go into the freezer because that was the extra that I cooked. I actually didn't buy a watermelon this week. The kids did not like the watermelon last week, and I tasted it and it was really bland. So I didn't do that. I had some extra cucumbers from the garden last week, which was really, really good. And everything else I'm getting like really low on. Almost out of the milk, like I mentioned. Custard's halfway through. I'm being very strategic about how I'm issuing the custard. Yes, I did buy some little egg treats for the kids this week, and I did pick up these. These were half price and they're my favorite. So that's going to have to get thrown out. So I don't know if you can tell, it's got that beautiful, sorry guys, but it's got that beautiful slime texture on top of it now. Fruit's doing pretty good, so we'll use the rest of them up. The green apples are probably getting a little bit iffy, so I might even make like an apple crumble, some little apple crumble tarts that always have puff pastry in my freezer, and that might be a way to use the custard up over the weekend. I will need to pop out and get some sort of a yogurt or custard for school lunch boxes because little man is really enjoying it. So I make the lunches probably around 6 a.m. in the morning, and then I put the custard pouch or the yogurt pouch, oops, slam the door. I tell my kids off for doing that. What do we got over here? This is one from yesterday. Into the cinchy pouches, and I pop that into the freezer, and then just before we go to school I pull it out, and it's like becoming frozen because it's only a thin little pouch to put in, and it just stays nice and cool for lunch boxes for those that are in the hotter climates. I did buy Nutella. It was not on sale. My kids are obsessed with Nutella to the point where I really have to be careful on how much I give them, but we've gone really good. We've been since Christmas, and we've just gotten through the Nutella that I bought at Christmas time, so I was happy to buy another one. I think we've gone 3 weeks without having any Nutella in the house, which I'm quite proud of. That is a treat for me. It was half price. I'm one of those really weird people that love usually the those little treat boxes that no one eats, a Turkish delight. I love Turkish delight. No one eats like the cherry ripes. I love cherry ripes. So that is my little guilty pleasure for the week. These were half price, and my son really likes Pringles, and I find Pringles kind of work better for his lunch boxes compared to like big like Dorito chips or other sort of crackers and things. He asked for Pringles. I am happy to buy them for him, and they were half price. So $2.50, $2.25 I think they were. So I thought I'd grab a bunch of those. He only gets like that much every day or every other day in his lunchbox, and we do tuck shops on Friday, so he doesn't do a lunch by me. He just gets fruit on a Friday. So I was happy to grab those for him. Bread is working well. I had to buy an extra loaf of bread last week. We had some friends come over on the weekend, and we literally used the whole loaf of bread up for, we had fish and chips, and I thought, well, pick up the fish and chips, bring it to our house, and we'll do fish chip sandwiches. So I used the loaf of bread. So we had an extra loaf of bread last week, but putting that into the freezer and using that for like sandwiches and that through the week and sticking to these to school lunches is working really well. So I'm probably going to be saving about $2.50 a week by not buying all of the Abbott's Bakery bread, and that adds up. That's literally a savings every week I'm getting on just bread, so I'm very happy to do that there. And then kind of the usual fruit and veg. My kids have asked for grapes, so I grabbed grapes this week. I've got my usual tomatoes, I've got apples. I could not get pears. Remember last week I had the one pear, and this week pears were unavailable, so I hope there's not a shortage of pears coming on board, and if there is, I might have to go to like a local farm and try and get some pears, or like a fruit store, because little miss is obsessed with pears. I bought plums. I thought these were nectarines. That's how big they are. Little man asked for the golden plums, which I've purchased him, but that is huge. That is almost the size of the apple. I'm thinking like a plum. So I don't know if it's plum season or not, but they are huge. Bananas, they will only last the weekend. Sometimes I'll go out and purchase more through the week. I think I've mentioned that before. Strawberries, blueberries, and kiwi fruit. The kiwi fruit looks a little bit sad, so you might eat that. Oh, I think that one's got a big bruise there. It's a bit on the softer side. Okay, we'll see how we go. I bought ginger. I was attempting to grow ginger in my garden. I did, when we first moved in, the lady had ginger, and I harvested it and used it, and I replanted it, and it's done nothing. Like, I know it can take like 6 to 9 months, but I got nothing out of it. Like, there's no shoots coming up, and I should almost be harvesting it by now. So I bought the ginger with plans, because it's not cheap, to cut it in half and use half of it. I do love ginger in my teas, and then the parts that have got like the little eyes sticking out, so I might like cut a bit here and use that piece, and then these I will plant, and hopefully I'll get some ginger growing. I've got a pot down there, she's waiting, she's ready to go. I got 2 cucumbers and a zucchini, carrots, onions and broccoli. So a pretty good grocery haul for the week with a couple of different tweaks in them. So I'm happy my kids want to have grapes and try some different fruit and those sort of things. I'll see how little Miss goes without the pears. I won't buy pears until she actually asks, and if I can offer a substitute and she's happy with it, we'll stick with that there. But yes, $179, including the treats I've gotten in regards to the ice creams in the freezer. So dinner planning for the week, I'm really happy with what I've come up with. I will obviously need to come up with some other things as well for the week. I do have frozen chicken nuggets. We've used all the frozen chicken, crown chicken, but I do still have the sushi, so I could still do like the sushi rolls for a Saturday lunch or an early Saturday dinner one night. The meat pies still haven't been eaten, so I could do like a, up the back there, meat pies are still there. I'm gonna actually do a banana bread today. I've got this is actually full of frozen bananas. So I'm gonna do up some banana bread. Oh, that's actually the beef. And then like a beef strip thing. So I could do like my stuffed sweet potato with beef in it. I could do that. So I've actually got a lot of options I can do for dinners this week. And given last week we were pretty like scabby on our dinner options, I have more, well, not scabby on dinner options, just I was really tight on what we had for dinner. It was literally noodles, toast, eggs on toast, beans on toast, spaghetti on toast, and then we had the spag bowl and the tacos. So we might have had a fish night, I can't remember. But I'm just really happy that I'd done that, because this week it's leaving me more variety. I didn't do the curries. We didn't do the pies, so I can do that this week and have a bigger variety, because as you can tell, I have not purchased any meat this week, but I was still technically over budget by $9 because I've purchased a lot of other things. I didn't need to buy the 2-minute noodles. I didn't need to buy the Pringles. I could have gone without. We couldn't have been, I mean, this is $11. If I just took that out, I would have been under budget there as well. So that's how I think when it comes to doing grocery shopping. And if I have a week where I'm like, I don't have much in the fridge or freezer to eat, I hit the pantry. I hit the pantry and we just go really tight for the week with dinners, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Have cereal for dinner one night if you need to or you can't afford it. If you can't get as much fruit into you, look at tin fruit. Tin fruit can be a lot cheaper than fresh produce, and it's in a tin, so it can last as long as you need it to. But that is my grocery haul for the week. I'm really happy. I should show you my veggie garden because I've got quite a bit going on down there at the moment. All right, really quickly, let me chuck the cold stuff in the fridge. I'm gonna take you down the back and show you because I have stuff that's about ready to pick. All right, get used to the change of scenery. It is really glary and hot out. Thought my dog was slowing me down. I think she's on a run somewhere else. Okay, out to the veggie garden. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look. I've got a couple of things that are just about ready to pick. So I was only out here yesterday. So let me flip you around and show you. Now, I've got parsley. Parsley is doing lovely and lovely. I don't know what this is, whether it's a something or is it a weed, but I'll just let it grow. This is actually meant to be lavender, but I think it's getting too much sun. This is supposed to be where I'm meant to have this beautiful big plant coming out for my ginger, and it's not happening. I've got empty pot that I was gifted from a family member, my mum and dad. So I'm going to fill them up and we're going to start to grow something in them. I think with this one here, we bought a passion fruit vine, so if I plant it in there, I was like, we could grow it along here. How cool would that look? These are my zucchini plants and they're going wild. We've had so many zucchinis, and that's the, well, you can't really see it, hang on a sec. Potatoes are gonna go in here in a couple of weeks, and in this one here we've got beans, and I think beans again, or tomatoes, I can't quite remember. This is capsicums. So I'm gonna have capsicums coming out here soon. These are beans that we planted that do really, really well. And then this is the start. These are all seedlings, don't forget. This is the start of our corn crop that we're growing in here as well. So it's doing really good. This is the, now that I know it, a lime tree. And I'm getting plenty of buds coming off, so more limes on their way. I've got another capsicum plant over, no, this is capsicum, this one. This is zucchini, and then I've got beetroot growing underneath here. I had a random tomato plant, wrong time of the year where we are to grow tomatoes. So I've got one here, which was actually growing in there. So I've pulled it out and I'm gonna keep this one quite small and shaped. All of my spring onions, these were all seeds, doing really, really well. That horrible tree is growing behind the box that I need to kill off again. My son planted carrots, but they were all in one little batch here. So we'll see if I can get them to spread out a little bit. That's my zucchini there that we're going to pick probably in about 2 days from now, which is just beautiful. I've got more of them growing as well. Plenty of flowers coming off these. These zucchini plants have been going off since Christmas. I'm struggling to get them out to neighbours as well because they're doing so good. This is the other tomato plant that I've just sort of let it do its thing. I've actually got like tomatoes growing, which is really kind of like, you can see it's actually burning in the sun. It's the wrong time of year for tomatoes, but whatever, if it wants to grow, it can grow. My basil plant is doing really good. And do you remember ages ago, if you would have seen my gardening video, I threw like a bunch of chili seeds down? That's all chilies. I don't know if you can see them, but I have just got, like, every day I'm picking all these chilies off of this chili plant. Like, they're everywhere, heaps of them. So that's really cool as well. I've even got like a red one that's fallen down underneath there. So yeah, veggie garden is going really, really good. I've actually got some more seeds because seeds are the cheapest. The seeds are like $2 a packet. I haven't given you like a tour of the garden and the garden shed and all that sort of stuff. We had a pineapple. My mum gave us a pineapple last week, and I'm just about to transplant that into the garden, but they need like 2 to 3 years. So I'm just trying to find a spot, like maybe once this has grown, I can put it here and it can just take the time because they take up a lot of space, and I want to try and maximize, or maybe behind the that's an idea, maybe behind the tomato plant I can put it, because I want the tomato plants to stay closer to the arch to grow over. So maybe I'll put it behind the tomato plant. But I literally just buy all types of seedlings and we grow them. So the zucchinis, I had these beans were lovely, capsicum, sweet corn, carrot, what were they? The watermelons. We planted watermelons. They're like, I don't know, the smaller watermelons. So I've got all those. So the majority of the stuff I grow from seeds. I will rarely buy like an established plant because they're more expensive. The kids are all set up to help me garden, which is kind of cute. So I've got the watermelon in over here because obviously it's a climber. So we only put it in like literally the other day, which is a couple of seeds either side of here to hopefully get it to grow up and have watermelon hanging down. Wouldn't that be nice? But yeah, most of that stuff there is actually from seeds, so not expensive when you look at the price of buying a zucchini or a watermelon or a piece of corn or tomatoes or chives or herbs. And that's not even, well, that's probably more than half. But we also have an olive tree. I have micro herbs. We've got a feijoa tree, which is like a guava plant. Here comes the dog. I knew she was somewhere down there. We've got strawberries, we've got blueberries, we bought a mulberry bush. And that's what we got. And the passion fruit vine. So everything is going really, really well. Like this is even our, I was just doing the recycling before. This is our help me out olive tree. I need to get like another stick to hold it up. I bought this when it was like this high because they're really expensive. These are my micro herbs. So these are garlic chives, and then this one here is now taking off again, which is like a little, I don't know, little flat leaf herb there. So it's amazing what you can do when you just start growing things. And don't say you can't, because I have a girlfriend that lives in a townhouse unit style and she wants to start growing herbs. It all saves money. I have found growing from a seed actually works better because it establishes in the environment instead of transplanting it and it struggles to thrive and can die. But I mean, my goal is to try and reduce just some of the stuff in here. Maybe I won't need to buy, well, last year we ended up harvesting 4 kilos of potatoes, 3 or 4 kilos of potatoes, literally from putting 3 off potatoes in those little baskets. I got them from eBay and we grew potatoes. So maybe I'll have less potatoes. Maybe we'll have watermelons. I don't have any chives or herbs or anything here because I pick it from the garden. I will still need to buy apples and bananas because I'm not growing those trees, but a little bit helps. And it also helps because I can offer some to my neighbors who then might offer me a service in exchange, or they might give me something and I can give them something in exchange. So I'm really proud and it all works out. That's the grocery haul for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you saw some dinner ideas, or if you want to share some of your dinner ideas that you have come up with from the stuff that you have seen, or any tips to help someone else who might be struggling to get the dinners happening for the week because they are on that budget, feel free to share them. I love the comments. I love some of the, you guys give me ideas sometimes too, and I hope other people read the comments and help each other out with things. I think it's a really nice little community and a conversation piece that's not just me sharing things, because I get advice from you guys too. But grocery haul, I get to put all of this away now and edit this video. I'm almost back on track with getting my uploads done on Fridays for the grocery haul. So thank you for your patience with that one there. This video is really long, so I'm gonna end it now. This one's just gonna spend the day with me and we're gonna clean and do groceries. We'll talk soon. Bye.
I've been trying my best for a while, trying to please everyone who's around me. I've been putting on my